Hey everyone, welcome back to Low Luxury, the channel where I show you what authentic luxury clothing and streetwear looks like. Today, we're going to be taking a look at an authentic Marcelo Burlon County of Milan t-shirt. And this is a guy, he makes this really cool kind of raver style stuff. So I figured let's take some MDMA, take some 2CB, 2CT, 2CT7. These are designer drugs you might not be cool enough to know, but go to Arrowhead, look them up. They're a good time. I'm not going to edit that out, but I will say it's a joke. I don't condone doing drugs of any kind, usually. So Marcelo is a super interesting designer. His brand is owned by the same parent company that has like Palm Angels, Off-White, brands like that. So they're in very, very good company, and I'm super excited to check this thing out. So let's get into it. But first, I've looked into it, and a very, very small percentage of you are actually subscribed to the channel. It's completely free. Just press that button and you will not regret it. Thank you so much. Okay, there you have it. So there are actually a ton of really interesting elements to this shirt that I'm super excited to talk about. But first, we have got to start by checking out the retail tags that come with it. So this right here is a super thick piece of cardboard in matte black. And then it's got this square inside of it that kind of sinks in a little bit. So it doesn't pop out, it goes inwards. And then embossed out of there, you can feel those just a bit. You've got that Marcelo Burlon logo in there. And then in all caps in white, Marcelo Burlon, slightly smaller underneath, centered, County of Milan. And then in the bottom right there, copyright 2012. And the back of this is blank, again, matte black, except you've got this sticker on here, the brand sticker, which is rectangular white with rounded edges. You get a barcode up top, and then you get a model number, model name, so Visiones t-shirt, red, black, and then brand, Marcelo Burlon, County of Milan, and then bold off to the right of the model number is the size, which is small. And if you know your way around kind of luxury streetwear brands, you will again notice that this sticker is identical to the ones that they put on Off-White, Palm Angels, and other brands owned by the New Guards group. So this tag has a kind of like square cutout at the top, interestingly. And then there's this glossy black ribbon here, super soft. And that goes up to this black light bulb shaped safety pin that goes right through the brand tag at the back of the neck there. And speaking of that brand tag, I think it's time to take a look at that next. So this tag, it is a fairly small embroidered loop tag. You can see that you can kind of look inside that if you wanted to. So it's 2 layers folded over. It is a very, very soft tag, and it is black and stitched in there. In white, you've got that same exact thing as was on the retail tag, the logo, then Marcelo Burlon, County of Milan. Except the only difference is that at the end of County of Milan, you've got a registered symbol there, which was not on that retail tag. The back of that is the exact same thing, but in inverse colors, interestingly. That's really cool. I've never seen that before. And if you were to look inside there, you would again see the kind of inverse colors on each side there. And that tag is stitched right into this kind of reinforced seam at the back of the neck here. So when you turn it over and look to the back of the neck from the outside, you really don't see any visible stitches. All you get is that same stitch that's going right along there. Next, we got to take a look at those care tags that are inside the t-shirt. So these are stitched right into that side seam on the left side if you were wearing the shirt, and they're really, really cleanly, tightly circle stitched in there, as you can see. And these tags are a matte black plastic, fairly like thick plastic, and they have gray, light gray print on them. So the first thing you get is a kind of dotted line up at the very top, and then you get that logo and brand print underneath, centered. And then again, centered, you get that model number in a slightly smaller font, but bold. And then you get this kind of size charting here. And almost forgot to say, you should definitely make sure that that model number matches the one that you had on that sticker on the retail tag. And then we get into the fabrication. So this one, it says 100% cotton. And then the trim, it looks like, is cotton and elastane. And that one is a loop tag. And on the back of that, you get the embroidery, which is polyester. Then you get some symbols, and then the washing instructions begin. And this is a very small font here. And it starts in English, then goes into French, and you go through the various other languages there. You get a little bit of blank space at the bottom. And then this next tag is not a loop tag, it's just a single one. And at the top, you get the production information, like the company name and such. And you get made in Portugal in all caps. You've got that in various languages centered underneath. And then you get that logo and logo print, brand name print, once again. And the back of that one is blank. Okay, now let's check out some of the unique details of this t-shirt. And I think we gotta start with that print. So as you can see, it is printed on there in black, but it is super, super glossy. So if you were to touch that, it feels a little bit it's smooth, but also very kind of plasticky feeling. But you can see that it is extremely clean, those lines and edges. It almost looks like they were like stickers or something put on there. And then you've got this various print around the sides, and you can see that these kind of brackets come right up to the end of the C there, and just after the L there. And this L lines up right with the end of this, and the C starts right at the end of that. You get some identical print down here at the left and right. You get some more kind of symbols, weird stuff. Again, those are identical to each other. And then you get Visiones, right, with dots in between there. And that is nice big print and takes up most of the chest and kind of torso area there. And the neckline is actually super interesting. So it is your standard crew neck, but this is a really heavy, really thick ribbed neck, like much, much thicker and more ribby than most t-shirts by far. And then the stitches here, they're quite kind of glossy and bright, like it makes them super visible, and it's quite intentional, I would say, and it adds a nice effect to it. The sleeves and the hem are just your kind of standard double layer folded over endings. And on the back of the shirt, at the back of the neck, you get an embroidered logo. That's kind of standard for Marcelo Burlon stuff. And this is embroidered in there in black, and it is super, super, super thick. Like it pops right out of the shirt there, much, much higher than most embroidery. And if you look at that from the inside, you can see how clean that is, and where it's just tied off there, and that's it. It's really, really nice embroidery. So now that we've checked out all of the details of this thing, I think it's time that we try it on to see how it feels and see how it fits. So first, let's talk about the fit. So this is tagged as a size small, and when it comes to the body, like the torso and chest area, I would consider it slightly larger than true to size. Not like oversized or anything, but definitely a bit bigger than your normal small. But the sleeves do feel like a true to size small, so it's kind of a hybrid in that way. So for that reason, because it's not super oversized, I would suggest that you just take your normal size and that should be fine. Now the feel of the shirt is where it gets really, really interesting to me. So the fabrication here is really, really crazy. Like it says it's just normal cotton, but it doesn't feel like a normal t-shirt. It feels much more performance and athletic oriented. It has a bit more stretch to it. It's very kind of thin and soft, and it kind of moves with you in a really interesting way that is abnormal for a t-shirt, especially like a luxury t-shirt. However, I love things that feel different. I love having some variety, so I personally love this. Another thing that I really like is that heavy rib neckline. It really makes the shirt fall around my neck in the perfect way. Like there's nothing I hate more than a loose kind of floppy neckline on a shirt. I just hate how it looks. So this, the way it really makes it drop to my neck and kind of cling to it, is absolutely perfect. So that is how you tell the difference between real and fake Marcelo Burlon County of Milan. That is a mouthful. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.